Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
Hello, welcome to Mercy TV Live, your source for news and information on medical cannabis as the issue unfolds here in Oregon and across America, as well as around the world. Greetings and welcome to Mercy TV Live. And remember, you can call in anytime, 503-588-6444. Greetings, my name is Perry, and I'll be your host here for this segment along with Sonny.
Hey, good evening, Perry. You know, a lot of people do not realize what a good alternative medicine that cannabis is. They've heard a lot of bad things, and everybody says, well, that's all I know, and that's what they go with. The important thing is today, we have a lot of new information, and this is what this show is about, to share some information that's good for all of us. Everybody says, well, I heard this, I heard that. Well, you know what? Come by the office, talk to us. Everybody's a patient, everybody's a volunteer. You know, we're a nonprofit, we're just trying to help each other. You guys, PTSD, cancer, seizures, Parkinson's, MS, all the different pain things, all the different nausea things. These are things that are very serious and that are happening a lot in our community today. The more people you talk to, the more you realize that, you know what, you're not alone. If you come by the office, give us a call, or you can get a hold of us on the website.
Visit www.mercycenters.org. There you can find all the information about how to get your card, where to find medicine now, in the short term, and in the long term, find a grower or get growing yourself. The important information on making that decision, as well as best methods on medicating, which are often part of getting your card in the first place, as well as long-term application of it and so forth. Also, we have information on changes. If you need to make a change, you want to change your grower, how often you need to renew, as well as changes to the program. And this is where a change needs to be made, like adding a condition, or a change is made to it by usually prohibitionists or creatures of that sort. And one of the changes, one of the conditions that is currently being considered for adding is post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Now, perhaps we should talk with the folks, Sonny, a little bit more about the, you talked about the qualifying conditions, and often when folks call us to say, hey, I want to get my card, and I'm suffering with this or that, it's easy to say, okay, well, the qualifying condition is pain, it's nausea, so does what you're experiencing, lead to that? And, often the case with so much with PTSD, among others.
Well, a lot of things end up happening is the pills you take for the condition that you're suffering from end up causing you a lot of nausea. Then you're on a lot of more pills for the nausea, and those nausea pills have side effects of their own. And everybody knows they can be everything from suicide to diarrhea. And this is not funny. You guys, these are the things that I'm dealing with, that he's dealing with, that all these people here are dealing with. And we don't know these things until we happen to get into a position where we need some treatment, and then everybody goes crazy with all this stuff. Cannabis, eating a cookie, rubbing some oil on your hands, legs, neck, back. This is the thing. Everybody thinks that smoking is the only way, and this is not true. Rubbing oils on, using tincture, which is a food-grade glycerin that you just put under your tongue. These are the things that people don't realize, even vaporizing, Perry.
Right.
A lot of people aren't aware of vaporizing or what it is. It's hot air being pushed through the cannabis, captured in a plastic bag, and then you literally inhale on the plastic bag, and there's vapors in that bag, and it's not smoke. It's like a water treatment when you go to the hospital and you do those vapor treatments. That's exactly what it is a vapor treatment. And everybody's doctors that I've talked to that have talked to them about vaporizing knew that it was healthy. So it's great to see that a lot of the doctors, even though they're not approving things, they are staying on top of things such as vaporizing.
Right.
Well, because they all want to say, well, it's bad for you. They cannot say that the vaporizing is bad.
Well, that's key for helping folks get their card, you know, along with the fact that here in Oregon, the doctors aren't prescribing. See, that's one thing we hear. My doctor is afraid to prescribe smoke medication. Yeah, in Oregon, the doctor signs a form that says you have one of the qualifying conditions and you don't have to smoke. There's the vaporizing, there's the medibles, there's the oils. And the thing about the oils, especially when they're applied topically, is you're not going to get a buzz. You're not going to get high from that. I bet you barely even test positive for cannabis.
Well, and a lot of people have heard rumors that you could use those oils topically and that you would get wobbly legged and lots of stories. The truth is, this is not true. If you like, there's so many people that we can talk to, that we have, literally everybody is a patient at the Mercy Center. They all talk, they'll all tell you what's going on. You know, it just reminds me of the hospital. Well, because there's a lot of people tonight watching in the hospital, and hello to you guys, I'm sorry that you have to be there, but the fact that you might be able to catch some information that might help you, or at least start the conversation with your doctor. You know, that's important. Your doctor is trying to treat you, and a lot of doctors are not necessarily, they haven't been educated in cannabis, so they don't feel comfortable talking or treating with cannabis. It's all very understandable, it's all good, but we need help. So you talk to your doctor, that helps your doctor understand that maybe you've already tried cannabis, that it's working for you. It's the best thing you've ever seen work. I hear it all the time. You need to tell your doctor, because then your doctor will have some information to go off from, because today a lot of doctors don't. You know, I've talked to a lot of doctors and they say the patients don't want to talk because they're afraid.
Right.
And I tell them, well, that's exactly that, because most of the doctors are.
Well, as you said, the doctor, there's a dearth of knowledge there in the medical community. All the information about it's been basically dissected out of the the journals that's available to them, you know, the accepted medical information. You have to go overseas, you know, only in Europe and other areas is that information actually being applied and stuff. And that's where we're seeing the rumors, the information that leads people to believe that cannabis may actually even cure cancer. You know, that would be a big thing. But unfortunately, we may not find that out here in America. That may be something that will have to be proven overseas, unseemly enough, because of the war. And so it's no wonder that these doctors aren't aware of, you know, the efficacy of cannabis, the safety profile, and particularly in these methodologies of application where the patient is not exposed to the toxicity. They're not going to get a high copper buzz from it, you know. And it's tremendous because we're getting a lot of feedback from folks that there's not this interest, you know. They just try these things in separate areas and come back and say, oh, this is fantastic. I got to share this with you how this worked, because a lot of non-traditional applications, but this just goes to show the power of cannabis to affect pain and nausea and spasticity, the tremors in the limbs, and the skin conditions, and the arthritis, the swellness, the soring, you know, all these things. And this is just what we know now.
Well, yeah, and like Perry was just mentioning, something that doesn't get talked about very much is like arthritises. Do you have arthritises? There's a lot of different kinds of arthritises. Somebody says arthritis, most people think of one particular kind, which is osteoarthritis. You know, all the other arthritises are just as bad, if not worse, combined together. And these are the things that, you know what, this oil you can put on your feet, on your ankles, on your legs, on your knees, on your hands and wrists, elbows and shoulders, you know, and it has phenomenal, phenomenal relief. If you could use some oil on your joints where you have this arthritis and take all of the fire of that pain out and actually let your joint or your limb be able to have some flexibility in it, because most of the time when you have that, there is no flexibility. That's what I'm talking about. Have that stiffness go away, actually have some pain, because it's going to hurt. You guys, we have some really pain issues we're dealing with. I'm not saying it's going to not make it completely go away, but you can deal with it. And the things I'm talking about is the quality of life that all of us cannabis patients, and all the people that are out there that don't even know that this has been an option for them because nobody talked to them. That's what's important. If you could drop a handful of pills, I know most of the people are raising their hand going, yes, you know, because they don't want to take all those pills. They don't like all the side effects, physical, psychological. See, nobody talks about that, all these psychological issues that come up with pain pills. And then everybody goes, well, what's the issue? You take some more pills for the psychological effects of that, then you got some more side effects from those pills. Pretty soon you got all these pills for side effects, for psychological, for what happened to the condition? Okay, I'm talking about some pain. Let's just rub some oil on that particular spot that happens to have the pain. You guys, a lot of people eat capsules. You can take that oil and put it in capsules, swallow the capsules, and it literally was released into your body and broke down. And you can feel it within, you know, any time, an hour, a little over an hour sometimes if you eat it. Those are the things that I'm talking about that people like us, our society, our community should know about. Everybody should know about it, and only today we're finding out about. And it's too late for a lot of people, but a lot of people out there like me, like you, like all these people here, you know what? We can do it. What a blessing that is to have such a powerful pain reliever, nausea reliever. A lot of people, the PTSD and all the psychological issues, anxieties, and you guys, come on, it really is good medicine. People are talking about it. It's like the march, you know. We need to tell them this march we're going to have.
Right.
Everybody should come to the march. It's for everybody. It's for us to share the word with others that don't know.
The Global Marijuana Marches happens first Saturday in May. This year it's May 4th, 2013, which is tomorrow. So come on down to Center and Summer Streets, that T intersection. We'll assemble at 11 a.m. as we do every year. We'll march at high noon. We'll have information there on how to get your card and the other issues, all kinds of literature on the medical side, but more importantly on the overall issue of cannabis law reform. I mean, that's what medical cannabis is suffering under. So first off, let's again remind you, Global Marijuana March is first Saturday in May. That's tomorrow this year. Be there at 11 a.m. Center and Summer Streets. There you'll also find out more information about the bill to add PTSD to the Oregon Medical Marijuana Program. That's post-traumatic stress disorder, which is currently not one of the qualifying conditions. Folks currently suffering with that who utilize cannabis for their PTSD must find either must either have pain from a related injury, nausea from medication they take for the PTSD, or some other basis for getting it, which is kind of, no, it downright is, a falsehood, a lack of integrity. You know, it's not dealing honestly with the situation all around. And so these folks who currently use it, and some of them just decide to take their chances. They can't afford to get with the program or something of that nature. So folks who currently use medical cannabis for their PTSD need Senate Bill 281 to pass. And to get that to pass, we need folks to contact their representatives and get them to vote yes on it when it comes through to them.
Well, and there's a lot of people out there that go, well, I don't have PTSD, but everybody knows somebody that either has PTSD, has been diagnosed with PTSD, or they know somebody like their friend and their friend's family has somebody with PTSD in it. It's very close to everybody, and I know this because of all the people we've seen and all the people that have came in and talked, and the reason that for these past few years we've been on this PTSD campaign. It just didn't happen by itself. It took a lot of man hours, a lot of volunteer hours, a lot of very good people that were very serious about this, and it made it happen to get it where it is today. But the main thing is this: let's get some of those people that really need it to be able to use it and use it legally. We need to talk to them, you know, tell them it's okay. There's so much fear. If that was anything,
talk to those people that are suffering from PTSD. It's their time to come up and speak, or a family, a friend or family, you know, that to speak for them, especially if they didn't survive the PTSD, if they, you know, terminated their life, you know, which so happened. I mean, that's one category, that's one class of people that's come to Mercy and begged us to get this law added, this change, the parents of the kids who couldn't take it.
You know, and those are the things that we're trying to relay to the people out there watching the show. You know, how important is it? Well, obviously I don't have it, he doesn't have it, but you know, all of the people for all of these years that have came to our office and talked to us about it, all the mothers, the fathers, the service people, the firemen, the teachers and professors, and
molestation, abuse
Oh, my
victims, accident
goodness.
victims,
Yes.
not just war,
you guys,
whether
that
you were
is
on the shooting or shot at end of it. So
the biggest thing, family abuse. Nobody talks about it. Everybody comes by the office and talks about it, and that's something very important. And you know, it's serious, and the reason they're taking pills and going to doctors and going to hospital visits is behind it, so it must be serious. And you know what? To use cannabis and to allow yourself to have a quality of life and be able to eat and be able to sleep and be able to have a normal life. What a blessing, you guys. People that take their normal lives for granted are just doing that, taking it for granted, because once you lose that, you go, wow, I used to have some things and now I don't. Well, it's because, you know, you get caught up in these doctors and pills and treatments and visits and blood tests, and now you just want to be able to eat. Now you just want to be able to sleep. I mean, the people that have came in, I haven't slept for 13 years. I haven't slept for 16 years. I've been on every drug.
well, or worse, they haven't gone out. They haven't done this. They haven't done that. The pain has crippled them, put them in there when the nausea or some other side effect hasn't. So pain is really a great releaser. You know, it's that's what we talk about when we, you know, that quality of life thing. It's not just that a good night's sleep. It's not just the other things you talked about, but the whole cycle.
Well, you have to be able to get some sleep. You have to be able to get some rest, because when you have some nourishment, that sleep, that rest that you're getting will allow yourself to heal. Nobody talks about that. There's a reason why everybody has so much issues, and once you get past the point that you can finally eat something and then you can finally get some sleep, wow, you feel yourself, you feel like, man, I am starting to heal. That is because nourishment is a necessity along with rest.
Picking
to
that
make
up,
it.
getting a good food, and keeping it down, all that. But we want to let folks know about the opportunities to come and get more information. We've got this in literature. We have the Oregon Cannabis Connection with all this info and more. Again, you can come to the Global Marijuana Marches tomorrow, Summer and Center Streets, 11 a.m. through high noon is when the march actually happens. There'll be an opportunity to get it there. You can also catch up with us at our weekly meeting, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. at 1745 Capitol Street Northeast. And there, I mean, if you're looking for a grower, if you're looking, if you need some medicine now, some excess medicine, that's the place to go. You know, all these folks are going around town, they're calling us or dropping in, they're searching Are you a dispensary? I just need to get a little bit of medicine right now.
I'm glad you brought that up. Well, because a dispensary is a place where they're selling it for a price, for consideration, for dollar amounts and weights. Those are all illegal transactions. We've just stayed away from it because we don't want to play a game with the law and walk the fine line, because us patients are too sick. We've gone to too much to put up with some medicine. You know what? Everybody at the center has medicine.
Right.
If you need a grower, come and get a grower, get some plants, you know. We are trying to help those that need it. We're not trying to sell stuff to people.
Right. We're a cooperative network. We're a nonprofit. We're folks just like yourselves. We got with a program many years ago. We decided to pool our resources and to network. So
it's too easy. We know where our medicine's coming from. We know where our butter, our oils, our foods are coming from. And you know what? They're great. Everybody, I mean, the story we got here recently was about that 1/4 of a cookie lasted them all day, and they were able to make a cookie last 2 days. And people go, man, that's just beautiful that somebody can make it. One cookie lasts through the morning, another piece at night, another piece in the morning, another piece at night. One cookie. And if you are having these issues and somebody told you you could quit taking all those pills and eat a cookie because all the pain and nausea issues that you were having were literally going to go away and stop because of this cookie, I can just see the people out there smiling. Perry, it's ridiculous.
that can't be. How does that work?
Well, if
you know, it's the can of butter. Of course, it's the medicine into it, you know. Of course, it's, you know, all about cannabis as medicine. And that's, you know, that's the big deal about stuff that's in the Oregon State Legislature and in the U.S. Congress right now, like Senate Bill 281, which is to add PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder to the Oregon Medical Marijuana Program, because through the whole thing, we've had to prove cannabis is medicine again.
Well, and back to when you say that, everybody should know that there are federal marijuana patients. Yes, the federal government has marijuana patients. They've had them. It's been going on for quite some time. In fact, we've had one on this show before. We'll have her again. And I like to bring it up, Perry, because a lot of people, when I've talked to people about it, were so, no, I've never heard it.
Yeah,
never.
that's right.
So it's a good thing for us to bring up on this show. If you don't think it's true, what, in the 70s, 80s?
Yeah, late 70s, early 80s was the program to, it's called the Compassionate Investigative New Drug Program, or CIND. And a few folks were allowed to use cannabis on this program. Unfortunately for Prohibition, the huge number of folks entered into the program and survived quickly swamped it, as well as proving, you know, disproving what they were set out to prove, was that cannabis was not safe, effective medicine. And here, all these people with terminal diseases were not only dying off, but living beyond the point where this disease is supposed to kill them. They couldn't have that stuff going on. So King George the First, the first Bush administration, closed down the program, and there was just these folks left on it, the 7 folks that were still in the program. And those folks get cannabis medicine from a farm in Mississippi. So it's worth noting that the same U.S. federal government that says marijuana is not medicine has a farm that grows marijuana, cannabis, for medicine, has 4 patients that get loads of this medicine that they process on a regular basis, and has a patent on cannabis as medicine.
Well, and these are things that us, our society, our community should all know about. These aren't fables, they're not tales, these are truths, and there's a reason why it's going on. And they're still supporting, and they're putting money into it because they're trying to get on top of it. They're trying to get on top of something that we should have been on top of a long time ago, and we're just getting on top of it. Meanwhile, all of our brothers and sisters, all of our friends and family are all getting sick and dying and having a terrible quality of life. And you guys, I've had family members, A lot of people you might know have had family members that have suffered, and it's ridiculous because you know what? When you get a chance to eat and you're able to get some sleep, you might die. We have conditions, and sometimes they do bring death.
Yeah.
This is true. The main thing is that all of the people that I've talked to that have been through it, you know what they told me? Thank you, we got to eat. Thank you, we got to sleep. And that's only important to somebody, I guess, that's dying because they're so messed up that they never get a chance to sleep or eat. And they're just like waiting.
Yeah.
Well, no, there is a quality of life. Cannabis is the quality of life, you guys. Nobody talks about it. We need to tell our families, our friends about these conditions, about the use of cannabis, and not just smoking it, using it in oils and tinctures, butters, cookies, pancakes, brownies. You know, those are all the things that we've all known all along, but we just didn't really know how good that they were. Today, we know that it is very good, and especially for the sick people. You know, everybody says, hey, well, I'm not that sick. Well, maybe you don't want to get that sick, so by being able to use some cannabis will help you not get so sick that you need to take those pills, that you need to go to those doctors, because actually if you feel better and you're not getting worse, you're actually at least maintaining a quality of life with your pain, your nausea, whatever the particular, you know, those are the things, you guys. We need to make sure that you, as a human being, and as part of our society, our community, will at least go, hey, I remember what those guys said.
Yeah, because we need you folks not just to take care of yourselves, properly getting with the program and applying medical cannabis to yourself and folks you care about, but you need to get active. You need to be a part of the change that we can have here in Oregon and across the nation. So you need to contact your Oregon state legislators, get them on the bills here. You need to contact your U.S. representatives, your senator and your House representative at the federal level, and get them to vote yes on the bills that are currently up there at that level as well. A good start for this is to come out to the Global Marijuana March happening tomorrow. It's 11 a.m. We're assembling. It's at the corner of Center and Summer Streets. There you can get all the information about how Mercy is open from noon to 6, Monday through Friday, and other opportunities to network and get involved.
Well, and those are the things, you guys, you don't have to go out and look and research and take a chance and try and mess around and have all those little fears. And you know what? Just come by, talk to one of the patients, tell them what the issues are. You know, everybody is there because they care. They're willing to do this. They're willing to help those that need some help. So if you need the help, come by. It's way too easy because everybody there knows what they're talking about. It's not like they're guessing or working, trying to do something.
No, well, it's also not like they're trying to
make
shake
money.
you down and stuff. There's no fee to come in. It's freely given, just like it was given to us, you know.
And that's important. Everybody comes in and says, well, I got to do this fee, I got to do that fee, you got to be a member, and you got to charge a minimum, and you know what, I'm sorry.
Instead, come on, check out the Mercy Network. All right?
That's what we're doing.
It's about sharing for all. So tune in next time to the Mercy TV Live. Bring a friend, bring an enemy, what the heck. And before we close, I want to say thanks to the crew at CCTV helping this make happen. And thanks, Sonny.
Thank you, Perry. And you know what? The main thing is this. Don't take this information and keep it. Go out and share it with somebody.
Spread the word. That's how we win. Take care. We'll see you next time.
You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.